Some of the celebrities who were allegedly part of Sean Diddy Combs' sex crime has reportedly settled with victims to avoid being publicly named in lawsuits. Well, welcome back to Charisma Daily. Now, some of Hollywood's biggest names are being dragged into the horrifying world of Sean Diddy Combs' alleged sex crimes. According to attorney Tony Buzbee, representing over 120 alleged victims, some of these celebrities have already begun quietly settling with victims to avoid their names being publicly linked to the accusations. Take a listen to what he had to say.
Our law firms have been retained by 120 individuals at this point to pursue cases in civil court against Sean Diddy Combs. You should know, in this group, it is evenly divided between males and females. There are 60 males and 60 females who have joined us to pursue these claims as plaintiffs. In this group, 62% identify as African American, 30% are white, and the remainder are Hispanic or Asian. The victims are from more than 25 states. The majority are from California, New York, Georgia, and Florida. I want to focus on the ages of these victims. When we talk about the ages of the victims when the conduct occurred, it's shocking. Our youngest victim at the time of the occurrence was 9 years old. We have an individual who was 14 years old. We have one who was 15. 25 of the 120 individuals who are plaintiffs in these cases were minors at the time of the acts complained of. The time frame of the acts complained of is very wide. The conduct at issue spans from the years 1991 all the way till this year, 2024. If you wonder why there are so many alleged victims, that's your answer. We're talking about more than 25 years of this type of conduct. Now, although most of the victims who have stepped forward were victimized after 2015, this has been going on for a very long time. Now, when you think about the fact that some of this conduct occurred 25 years ago, and you wonder why would it take somebody so long to step forward, I want to remind you that many states in the United States have recognized that it's very difficult for a victim to step forward and to make these types of allegations when something very terrible has happened to them. I'll use New York, the state of New York, as an example. The state of New York has specific statutes in place that revive claims that are even claims that would typically be not able to be brought, that it revives such claims and they can be brought even 25 to 30 years later. Because there's a recognition there in New York and California and other states that it's very difficult for a victim to come forward. And I would respectfully suggest the only reason many of these people are coming forward because they see other victims coming forward.
Now we're learning more about the shocking tactics allegedly used by Diddy and his associates. Many of these victims were drugged, as Busby claimed, with most of the alleged crimes occurring in secret. Take a listen.
We know that in most cases, I would say 90% of the cases, these individuals were drugged with some sort of drug. That was kind of the MO. Another instance, this individual who was 9 years old at the time was taken to an audition in New York City with Bad Boy Records. Other boys were there to audition as well. All of them were trying to land a record deal. All of them were minors. This individual was sexually abused, allegedly by Sean Combs and several other people at the studio in the promise to both his parents and to him himself of getting a record deal. Another instance, another minor, told allegedly by Sean Combs that he would make him a star, but he needed to visit with him in private about it, away from his parents. Once they were in a private area, allegedly Mr. Combs made the victim perform oral sex upon him. Another incident, an individual 15 years old at the time, flown to New York City to attend a party was drugged and then taken into a private room, allegedly in the presence of Mr. Combs, where this female individual, minor, was raped, and then other individuals took turns raping her. Another individual, 26 at the time of the occurrence, was picked up by, allegedly, by Mr. Combs and several other people in a black SUV from the airport, was given one drink in the SUV, and then literally woke up the next day not knowing what had happened, but with pain and damage to both her vagina and her anus, where she then went to the hospital. She was missing her underwear and her shoes. Another instance, the individual, this time not a minor, was attended a group dinner, allegedly with Sean Combs in Miami. She wasn't drinking because she was pregnant, but whatever she drank at the table, apparently, at least according to her, was laced with something. She blacked out, and she woke up in the same bed, again, allegedly, with Mr. Combs in his mansion in Miami. Her vagina and her anus were torn and sore. And I could go on. I mean, literally, you're sensing a theme here. It's the same theme, and it all involves some sort of drug.
Horrifying. It's very, very horrifying to hear those details. However, Sean Diddy Combs' mother is not buying it. She issued a statement supporting her son. Naturally, a mother would support the son no matter how heinous and despicable the crimes. Before that, I share a little bit about that statement with you. Here is back in 2020 when she was celebrating a birthday with Sean, and he gave her quite some expensive gifts. Take a listen.
Oh my God! A million, yeah! Happy birthday, me!
He gave her $1 million and a Bentley. Sean Combs' mom is saying that she is devastated by the narrative created out of lies about her son, likening the fervor surrounding the Bad Boy Entertainment founder to be a public lynching. The 83-year-old released a statement in defense of Combs on Sunday night, her first public comment since Combs' barrage of civil lawsuits last fall and his arrest on sex trafficking and racketeering charges in September. Combs has begged the world to not judge her son before hearing his side and claimed prosecutors used Combs' settlement with ex-girlfriend Cassandra Cassie Ventura as an admission of guilt to build a federal case against him. My son is not the monster they have painted him to be, and he deserves the chance to tell his side, Janice's statements read. I only pray that I am alive to see him speak his truth and be vindicated. Well, shocking. We don't expect anything less than a mother to say those words and support a child, right? It is not surprising to me. And earlier, I shared about how some of the celebrity friends are coming forward to pay off the victims in silence so that their identity will not be made public. Now, I have mixed emotions about this. You know, it's one thing that they have the money to throw towards the victims and not be brought out to the public and let people know who they are and whether they were involved or complicit and aware of what was happening at the time. I think the public has a right to know. But then on the other hand, they are buying their silence with money. I want to hear your thoughts about that. But to wrap this up, these allegations, which includes racketeering and sex trafficking charges, are tearing apart the empire of Sean Combs, which he built. The world is watching as victims come forward and more names get pulled in this disturbing saga. How deep does this go? With victims speaking out and more details surfacing, one thing is for sure: the scandal is far from over. Let me know your thoughts. I look forward to hearing from you, and I'll see you in the next one.